Next time you're standing at the pump, filling your car, truck, RV, or boat, here are a few thoughts that may make the waiting more interesting. With every gallon of gas that you put into your tank, you're completing a string of complex financial transactions that reach around the globe, as well as beginning a whole set of new ones. When you pay your bill, you're compensating the driller for the crude oil, the refiner for producing the fuel, the transporters for delivery, and the retailer for availability. But you're also paying forward for the health of America's highway infrastructure. Every state pays 18.4 cents from the sale of every gallon of gas to the federal government's Highway Trust Fund. Of this amount, approximately 15.5 cents goes to the highway account, mostly for highways and bridges, and 2.9 cents goes to mass transit. In addition, each state collects its own tax on every gallon of gas. Ohio collects 28 cents per gallon, which generates roughly $1.8 billion annually for the state. Once again, the majority of this money goes to highway construction, maintenance, and improvement. On average, motorists in Ohio pay $186 annually in state motor fuel taxes and $141 in federal motor fuel taxes. These taxes together may be thought of as true user fees. The more you drive, the more you pay. It's a system that has worked well for many years, but there are cracks in the system that are putting our highway future in jeopardy. Since the federal tax rate on gas has not been adjusted since 1993, inflation has reduced the buying power of the transportation dollar by 35%. A $1993 dollar is worth only 65 cents today. Ohio hasn't revised its tax rate in 6 years, resulting in a dollar worth only 88 cents today. This means as highway and bridge construction costs go up, there are fewer dollars to pay for them. Another reason for concern: each year, $66 million of Ohio's $1.8 billion in state motor fuel tax revenue is used for purposes other than roads and transportation, including support for the Ohio Highway Patrol and other state agencies and programs. Then, too, more fuel-efficient cars and trucks, as well as hybrids, are resulting in fewer stops at the pump, fewer dollars in taxes, while highway usage continues to grow. And the emergence of alternative fuels with no gas tax attached to their sale means more and more highway use without accompanying financial support. Highways and bridges are wearing out, and there aren't the dollars to maintain them. New construction is needed, and there aren't the dollars to build it. The funding challenge has become so severe that the Ohio Department of Transportation has recently moved the time frame of many construction and maintenance projects back for a number of years, some as many as 15 to 20 years. An increase in the state gas tax for a driver would mean only $6.64 per year per penny of increase. The United States is already spending only half of what the European Union is spending on transportation as a percent of GDP, and a quarter of what China spends. So just what is it that we have to put at risk in Ohio? Although 34 states are larger in land area, Ohio has the second largest inventory of bridges, the fourth largest interstate system, and the seventh largest highway network of all the states. That's the good news. The bad news is that Ohio then has a disproportionate need for funding to maintain its infrastructure, to say nothing of providing new capacity to reduce congestion. Ohio's infrastructure makes up more than 3% of the nation's total road system, transporting more commercial freight than all but 2 other states. While business and industry find it harder to move their products and services due to a crumbling highway infrastructure, they do find it easier to justify locating somewhere else. What we've put at risk is more than an easy commute to the office or a weekend outing with the family. The issue we are facing is nothing less than the future viability of Ohio as a sought-after home for business and industry, able to provide highway and roadway systems that are adequate for their needs and better than competing states can offer. Ohio's highway system is the single biggest equity that taxpayers own. It's time we demand it receives the support it deserves.